Hey folks, well welcome back to another edition of Reflections with the Rocker. I hope you're enjoying these. Going down memory lane with this old man here. Throw out some comments, likes, shares, donations, but I just appreciate everybody. So if you remember on the one episode where I mentioned about my training, I didn't have the luxury of a wrestling ring, so we took some carpet padding, put on the concrete floor in the basement, and took some bumps and falls and slams and what stuff like that, so it kind of toughened my body up from day one. And then during my rookie year, there was a main event of a show with a barbed wire match, and the guy's opponent didn't show up, so I'm kind of looking around like, raised my hand, took his spot, and from that point on, I got a little taste of a little bit of hardcore type matches, and it kind of felt right. From that point on, throughout my career, I've always had some kind of involved in different kind of matches, you know, cage matches, dog collar matches, bull ropes, strap matches, Indian death matches, fans participation, fans bring their weapons, just, you know, you name it. I've been in a bunch, not a lot, no death matches. Just never got that far into it. But over the years, I've shared a ring with a lot of tough cookies. David Young's, Bobby Hayes's, Rick Justice, Eric Paris, the Centerfolds, Dusty Dotson, Scott Prater. Even had a couple of matches with some hardcore death match legends of Tank, Iceberg, Brad Cash. You know, it's been a fun ride and a fun mixture of hardcore and wrestling with that. Back in '97, NAWA hosted a tournament. It was Extreme King of the Ring. Finals came down to Bobby Hayes and myself, and the center of the match was a huge box of thumbtacks. And not 100% sure, but I think we was one of the earlier promotions that might have used thumbtacks to that degree in a match. Don't have the internet back then, so we can't verify. It's hard to say. But at the end of the night, the bell rings. This old man was the 1997 Extreme King of the Ring. Same promotion. Next year, the finals came down to David Young and myself in a barbed wire match. Kind of bloody stuff, but by the end of the night, bell rings, 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1998, Extreme King of the Ring. The following year, 1999, main event was a spiderweb barbed wire match where you take all the ropes off the ring, replace 3 sides with barbed wire, and then on the open side there's a pit at plywood with a bunch of 2x4 sticking up, and then barbed wire string all through it to make it look like a spiderweb. Hence the name. To win, you got to knock your opponent off into that spiderweb of barbed wire. And it came down to Scott Prater and myself, and I have to give Scott Prater a lot of credit because he probably saved my life. Creatures of habits, not even thinking, I was about to run and hit the ropes, and he reached out and grabbed my arm in the last seconds and saved me from getting all this tore up, possibly just hitting the barbed wire. The match went for a little while. He threw some powder in my eyes, drop kicked me. I go off out of the ring, and he hears 2 hits. The first one was me falling through the pit of barbed wire and hitting the floor. The second was my head coming up and back down. And then next thing I know, I'm in the locker room with a bunch of people looking at me, checking on myself because I got knocked out. That became a pattern for a while, to the point where I had over a dozen concussions in 1 year and had a sunken spot here. And then the doctor warned me, said, hey, one more wrong hit and you probably won't come back. I'm like, me being the, you know, sharpest crayon in the box, said, all right, doc, we'll buy the ticket this weekend because I'm booked. I've got a little smarter since then, but luckily a lot of guys got wind of it and didn't really give me headshots and helped protect me. After not winning the 1999 Extreme King of the Ring, NWA Wildside of the famous Landmark Arena was hosting a tournament to crown the first ever hardcore champion. this old man won it in November '99. It was a tough tournament. At one point, we actually had table stacked 3 high from the floor. Davey Steele and I put white trash on top of it. That was his name. We came off the top ropes, splash, boom. Just Ozzy and crazy stuff like that stuff. Yeah, this old man won it. That following year in February, I got sent off to work in St. Louis. So when I left, they just kind of did away with the whole division. They said it was just a little too much for them, too many people getting hurt. So they just pulled the plug. No more hardcore division for NWA Wildside. And it was so short-lived that they didn't even have a belt commission to crown the champion. So, yeah. After being gone for 6 months, I came back, started taking bookings to wrestle again, which didn't hurt as bad. But in the back of my mind, there was always this little void in my career, a little dip in my wrestling timeline. I thought would never get, filled. Until after I came out of retirement and started doing this encore tour and won my first GCW heavyweight title. And the following month, I was in the ring doing a promo about it. And look up, here comes Cody Jack and Dax Anthony down the ramp to the boos of the crowd. I didn't know what's going on. Nobody gave me heads up, so I started taking my watch off and bracelet and stuff like that. In case we had to scrap, I didn't want to, damage my watch. It was a nice watch. He started talking, and then I looked behind him, and I see a parade of wrestlers coming out of the locker room just around the ring. So apparently they put everything on hold and set this old man up. And I think Ox, our ring guy, was on the ring apron. He was, said that he's about to cry, and I did. Because what they did is they found a way to fill that void, and that void was not having tangible proof of my run. So yes, they had a custom-made NWA Hardcore Wildside belt and presented this old man with it. You never realize what you mean to people until you get one of these wow moments where, yeah, it's kind of cool. I feel blessed and loved. Yeah. Yep, they got one over the old man, stuff like that. So now that void is filled. And then January of 22, I became the first ever GCW Brass Knuckles champion. Held it for a year and lost it, and then eventually came back and won the GCW title for the second time. So hope you enjoyed this rambling. Hope it wasn't too much. As me and old Poops and Pops like to say, peace, love, see ya.